Okay, so I really had a problem. You see, not too long ago, social media has been eating my life away hour by hour, and I couldn't do much about it, and that's what I want to talk to you about today.
The Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, I mean, no one uses that, but I wanted to find out how much time do people spend on social media, and not shockingly, it's over 2 hours daily, and that's not including just the regular surfing. And what was bothering me is not the fact that we are on the platforms, but the time that we spend mindlessly consuming whatever comes our way without any benefit or intention.
But hey, really, don't get me wrong, I don't want to demonize those platforms like, oh, people are wasting all their time on them. Yes, it is a factor, but you see, YouTube for me, I think overall, internet is definitely one of the most powerful inventions of our time. And with everything that is so big and affects so many people, there is a big upside to it and also a lot of dangers. And you have to find a balance, which I wasn't really able to do. And I was consuming too much content. You had always some videos running, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't just like entertainment and funny cat videos. I was watching good stuff, like educational stuff, business, science, health, a lot of very interesting topics. But when you consume really all day, you get lost.
So let me explain. No matter what I was doing, I wanted to have a voice in the background to comfort me, to keep me always entertained and distracted from all the work that I have to do, from the worries and problems of the real world. And when YouTube introduced this one little feature where you can see your watch time, so how much time you're spending on a platform, when I saw like 3-4 hours, sometimes 5 or 6, I knew that I have a problem. And especially with YouTube being such an amazing platform to actually learn things, to listen to smart people, and to get so much value if you do it right and watch the right things. So in the end, I was comforting myself with the fact that I was watching stuff that is beneficial to me. And yes, it was, but that wasn't the whole story.
You see, I didn't really have the time anymore to actually create my own videos, and even if I've been watching like educational videos, I didn't really have the time to apply the things that I was learning. And so at some point I just thought to myself, it has to stop. That wasn't really the truth that I pulled. And when we moved to our apartment, obviously we had to get an internet connection, and as always, I've been a little bit all over the place. Let's say I prioritized different things, and in the end we ended up moving in without any internet connection, and it was supposed to take around 2-3 weeks until we would get one. And 2 weeks in, we got a letter from Telecom telling us, yo, we cannot provide a connection where you're living. And while my girlfriend Judy was like, I thought to myself, it's the best thing that could have happened, because just 1 week after moving in here without an internet, pretty interesting things happened, and let me tell you about that. So the first few days, yeah, they have been pretty weird. Almost every 10 minutes I was picking up my phone and I was just, I don't know, going into my analytics, trying to open up YouTube every time it wasn't loading, and I remembered, hey, I don't have any connections, and also I want that right now. I don't want the distractions. I actually want to focus on just one thing and do it without being entertained in the background all the time. And you see, the reason why I've been putting it off for quite a long time to actually commit to shutting down the YouTube, to shutting down all this social media consumption is, I thought that I was escaping from something. I'm trying a lot of new things, obviously getting a lot of feedback, some of it good, some of it, you know, getting a little hate here and there as well. You have something running in the background all the time, to consume all the time, to feel all the time that someone is talking to you. It gives a little bit of comfort, a little bit of safety, and therefore you don't have to think about yourself, your life, where it's going and what you're doing actually here. And I really thought that if someone or something would take that away from me, that I might get into a bad place of being just, let's say, a little bit unhappy, maybe getting lazy and just overthinking everything, just getting in my head, that's what I mean. Just put too much thoughts into things, that's what I do sometimes, like overthink too much. And what really surprised me is that that didn't happen. After 2 or 3 days I noticed that when I'm just here and there was no Wi-Fi connection, I got bored pretty quickly, obviously. And all the time, what happened again and again in all of those weeks, I just got productive. I just started doing something. Reading some stuff that I don't need internet for, editing videos, filming videos, just going out, and obviously I've still been using the internet. I've been going to the library, catching some Wi-Fi there in a hotspot, really good connection, and I had like 1, maybe 2 hours depending on how much I needed to get actually the work done. Still posting the videos obviously, but when I was in there, I was working effectively, usually, not always. And when I got home, it was just, again, me, no internet.
And what else was pretty interesting is that by cutting out most of my Instagram time, I noticed that I started to compare myself a lot less and started to focus a lot more on what I am actually doing.
Putting myself out there, obviously you compare yourself to everyone else, and I guess that applies to every one of us. You see your neighbor, you see your friends at school, you see your co-workers, and you think to yourself, hey, they're doing great or they're doing poorly, they're better than me. You compare yourself all the time to people, and when I just had like a shutdown of pretty much consuming other people's content, being a lot less on Instagram, I just started to do more of what I actually wanted to do without questioning myself all the time. So actually the opposite happened. I thought that I would question everything that I'm doing more and more because I have more time and less distractions. But actually what happened is, by me not watching all the time what everyone else is doing, but actually thinking of what I want to do and focusing on that, that has been pretty crazy, and I didn't expect that at all. And that has been pretty much the month without internet. And around 1.5 weeks ago, we got the new Wi-Fi connection, I hooked it up, and... Okay, so after 1 month of no Wi-Fi, you can hear, I'm in. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really scared because I love the life without internet. I was a lot more productive, and I definitely was a little bit happier. Don't get me wrong, like, there's nothing bad with like 1, 2, maybe even 3 hours of just pure entertainment, a little bit of escapism, but at the point where you want to do stuff in your life, but you're just way too distracted and you're falling into the loops of checking stuff again and again and just watching stuff that doesn't bring any value to you, that's where I've seen the problem for myself. And the first thing that I did once we had the connection, I went into my phone and I've seen this one video that I wanted to watch for a long time, and I watched it while cooking, while eating, and I was like, oh my god, it's happening again. I'm falling again into this horrible like watching content addiction that I think I'm not the only one having it. I don't know, let me know in the comments. 2 weeks I maybe had 1 or like 1.5, 2 days where I felt like I've consumed too much. Right now, with me also doing my second project, Social Insight, where I talk about YouTube, editing, and analyze other channels, I actually need to look into what are other people doing, why are they doing it. So I actually need to be on the platform to watch all of that, but I want to keep it at a nice balance. But other than that, I would say the biggest thing that this 1 month without internet gave me is this feeling that I don't need it all the time, and I'm totally doing fine, maybe even better, without always having it. So to sum up, definitely a crazy experience, something that I would do again, definitely, and I might actually, we'll see how it's going to develop in the future. And in the end, I would say we all have to be a little bit more mindful of how much we consume, what we consume, because it affects our life so greatly. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you had problems like that? Do you feel like you're consuming too much, or do you feel like it's not really such a big problem? I'm interested in what you think. And until then, you got a world to see. Thumbs up button, put it up. We're gonna see each other very soon.